What's a normal mission look like? How are you getting the tasking? What are you meeting with guys beforehand? Are you meeting with the SEAL platoons and going over, hey, here's where we want to get dropped off? Well, what does that look like?
Well, and Carl can speak to that because he was with the SEALs. On Det 6, we didn't have any SEALs with us. We just had the Swift boats. And there wasn't a lot of coordination with the Swift boats, except when they got in trouble, they call us up and scramble us for close air support when they got into trouble. But the SEALs, those missions were coordinated, and I'll let Carl speak to that.
They had many types of missions, as you know, Jocko. They and many times they would just be advising us, look, we're going to go in at night, and we're going to go by boat. You know, they've got a Kit Carson scout that's going to lead them in. Intelligence says XYZ is here, and they would let us know where they're going to be, and then coordinates of where they're going to be, and I'll tell a story here about John Sandos. I'll use your name, John, and outstanding officer. And the good news on him is he operated often and heavy and nightly. It seemed like, I don't think he got it. There was one Purple Heart in his group, but he was a heavy operator, and hats off to him on that one. So, but he did a night operation. One night, he let us know where he was going to be, and we were on Brady 5. To scramble the aircraft, our gear's all in. We've done all the checks. We've cranked it once. It's ready to go. And you literally hop in there and you're airborne in I've heard the term 3 minutes. We got off a lot quicker in 3 minutes lots of times. And we got airborne and it was black, literally black. Well, we'd pre-brief John. We gave John what was the strobe called that we had, John, that we carried? The little strobes that it had a guard around it, and it was
a directional strobe.
Yeah, it was and he had one, and he had a Prick 90 radio of mine that I gave him because it was small and it was easy to operate. And so John himself, tough SEAL, he's out there, and the enemy's over here, and Freedom's over here, and John is between both of them, and he's going to defend. And he's out there, Seawolf 1-3, put some fire in. Northeast about 030, and just walk it in, and I'll tell you when to stop. Okay, so I rolled in and started laying rockets in, and it was hilarious because he goes, okay, a little closer, and his voice starts raising. A little bit closer. That's close enough. And I could hear rockets going off in the background. And here I am, safe and sound at 800 feet or whatever I was, 600 feet. And it was hilarious. And I never let him forget that, ever.
So when you're flying it's really... how black it can be at night. Like, it can be so dark outside. So when it's that dark, you're just flying pure instruments. You're just looking at you're not even looking outside because there's nothing to see.
Unless you're looking at fire coming up at you.
Okay.
Then it's real bright.
Sometimes you get lucky and there's a moon out. If there's a moon out, then you get flashes of light off the squigglies and rivers and streams But there's nights out there when you're like this, and that's when you have to have a co-pilot who knows what he's doing, who can navigate, because you're busy as hell keeping that thing on altitude, on heading, and realize you've got a wingman who's got to have discipline too. He's got to know the heading you're on and the altitude. You got anti-collision light, top and bottom, so you can keep track of each other. But it can get hairy out there at night, and it's... some guys, you look over one time, I mentioned Earl Schott's name. Earl was a co-pilot of mine many times, good guy, but he was over there like this. He got the leans pretty bad because the semicircular canals kind of get messed up, and you think you're level, but you're not when you start getting vertigo. He's over there like this. I said, okay, Earl. It was just we weren't in combat or anything. We were just flying. And he's over there leaning sideways. I said, okay, Earl, you got it. He said, oh, that's okay. That's okay. I said, no, Earl, you got it. He said, no, that's... And I'm over there laughing. The crew's laughing. But Earl, excellent pilot. But once in a while you can get him like that. But no, it is dark, and it's like, how do you say, the inside of somebody's rectum? How do you say that nicely? It's dark.
I think you just did it.
Okay.
Yeah. But once again, if you do it enough, you you know how to do it and you're comfortable doing it.